Hello and welcome to News in Review. I'm Michael Serapio. While as helpful and fun as technology can be, there are many problems associated with our gadget-filled lives. Among the more dangerous side effects is distracted driving. Now, we see it every day, people driving their cars while talking on the phone or texting, and according to the Canadian Automobile Association, distracted driving is a factor in 4 million vehicle crashes in North America every year. In Canada, there is now legislation in every province to discourage it. So with all this information and all these stats, why is the message not getting through? Back in 2010, Reg Sharon hit the road to find out.
Yeah, I'm still seeing it every day.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see a couple out there.
On the road with Sergeant Rob Riffle of the Winnipeg Police.
We're starting to see more and more people just sort of fall back into the bad habit of using their phones. Too late, buddy, I got you.
Drivers still intent on texting behind the wheel. In Winnipeg, they've been enforcing the new law for months.
Okay, being charged under the Highway Traffic Act for using a cellular telephone or other hand-operated device while driving a vehicle.
When they can catch them. Watch closely. As soon as he sees someone is watching, this Winnipeg driver lowers his cell phone. They're not stopping it, they're just hiding it. And a recent American study found in 4 states where texting while driving is now illegal, accident rates actually increased. The thinking is that drivers are becoming even more distracted as they try to hide what they're doing. No argument from Sergeant Riffle.
Now they're texting to be covert, so they're looking down.
Even more.
Yeah, even more. I mean, they're distracting even more than when they used to just hold it up in plain view and text in their view.
And the carnage is piling up. So are the penalties tough enough? This past week, American statistics put the texting death toll at over 16,000 in just a 6-year period and rising fast.
When you lose somebody 19 years old, it's pretty rough.
In New Brunswick, where it still isn't even illegal, last month Dwayne Glode buried his nephew, John Somerville, 19. He lost control while texting and flipped his truck. His friend wound up in hospital.
Hopefully this prevents somebody else from losing their son or their daughter.
Study after study concludes that texting while driving can be up to 3 times more dangerous than drunk driving. In a province like Manitoba, get caught drinking and driving and you can lose your license, your vehicle, face huge fines and higher insurance. But get caught texting and driving and you get a ticket. And you don't even lose demerits, and it won't impact on your insurance. Liz Peters is with CAA.
It's something the government needs to be looking at.
She's running a little crash test today for new drivers at this go-kart track.
And right now here we have age 16 to 19-year-olds having 100 times more accidents than people 45 or older. So that tells me that especially this age group, we need to get the message to them.
Like these guys.
You're thinking you're going to be able to do this?
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's a simple test. Drive around the track while texting and see what happens. Of course, no one here wants to admit they text and drive.
I don't know, I feel like I need to concentrate on the road. Like if I text and drive, then I don't pay attention as much.
So you have text and drive?
No. Like I feel like if I was texting, then I wouldn't be paying attention. It's okay, I said that wrong.
Busted. Dasreen Perrin can barely look up long enough to talk to me.
White. I go left.
Orange to the right.
White to the left. Got it.
Less than 5 minutes on the track and...
Sorry.
Even when she finally stops, she can't stop.
I was texting and I wasn't paying attention and I accidentally hit my gas instead of my brake and hit Kara.
Back in the real world, it's not funny. This time, it's not the daughter or the son that's caught, it's the mom driving a big, heavy SUV.
Who were you texting?
My son.
Your son? Okay.
Can't tell him I did it. I got caught.
Yeah, it's not a good example.
In jail in Utah, there's a mother's son who wishes someone had gotten through to him.
When I left that morning, it was definitely not my intention to hurt or harm anyone.
Reggie Shaw's life changed at 19.
On my way to work, I was sending and receiving text messages when I drifted across the center line and struck another car. They were both killed on impact.
In Utah, legislators decided enough is enough. Tough new laws, including up to 15 years in jail if you injure or kill someone while texting and driving. Now Reggie Shaw spends his time telling young people just like him, if you think you're talented enough to do both, you're wrong.
As efforts continue to discourage distracted driving in this country, the United States found itself in unprecedented legal waters. A New Jersey appeals court made a landmark ruling. If you text someone who is driving and that causes an accident, well, you could be held partially responsible. Mari Ito reports.
Does this look familiar? Up and down as you try to keep your eyes on the road and on your phone.
Your text messages can wait.
Dylan Poboreski was hit by a distracted driver 2 days ago. He was on this bike when a truck smashed into him.
The actual collision was really quick, but the seconds that predated it was like really slow motion. So in my mind, I was like, I could tell driver wasn't paying attention and I was going to get hit. I tried to lock eyes and the guy was just not looking up.
Poboreski had a helmet on. He remembers bouncing off the hood of the truck and his head hitting the pavement. He's okay, but he knows the driver who hit him isn't the only distracted driver out there.
I actually was trying to record a video and send it to her and text at the same time.
While driving?
While driving, so...
I don't want her to get into an accident, so I had to just stop.
Driver distraction was at the heart of a New Jersey court case this week. An appeal court in that state ruled that the sender of a text message can potentially be liable if an accident is caused by texting, and if it could be proven that the sender knew the recipient was driving.
It's whoever's receiving the text. It's their choice to be distracted by that text.
But this lawyer says texters also share some of the blame.
I drive to the grocery store and you text me to say, hey, John, can you pick up a quart of milk on the way? You know I'm in the car. And if I say, sure, Mari, and then injure someone, it's not just me that could be held responsible for that dangerous activity, but potentially you could be held responsible for doing that too.
McKiggin says the U.S. ruling is a natural extension of the law.
I think it's something that the public has to be made aware of so that people realize that texting and driving is just as dangerous as drinking and driving.
Mari Ito, CBC News, Halifax.